Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to class. We're going to be working on balance and strength today using a stability ball. You'll also need a mat. Lay it outside onto me like this and some dumbbells, medium to light dumbbells. Let's get started with your warm-up. Bring your feet a little wider than your shoulders. Have your toes pointing straight ahead and soften your knees. Lengthen out through your waistline and take a little brace on your core. Roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders back. Now soften your knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge. Two more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge. Lift up, roll your shoulders back. Squat down. Now squat, sitting back with your hips. Keep your knees aligned with your toes. Let's do two more. Now squat down, reach across to the left. Come up, reach. Same, but go to the right. Release your heel, swivel the foot. Couple more. Reach all the way across. Now reach side to side. Reach. Eyes forward as you rotate the body under your head. Thumb up, reach out level with your shoulder. Pull your elbow back. Let's do 8 more. Keep breathing. Release the heel. 7 and 8. Come and sit on your ball. Have your ball at the end of your mat with the length of the mat in front of you. Hands on the thighs. Lift your chest, lean back, and walk out. Lower your hips. Bring your hands behind your head, open your elbows, press back. Stretch the front of your body. Bend your knees into that low seated position. Release your hands, walk up to sitting, brace your core. Hold when you get on top, flex your ankles, hinge forward at the hips, stretching your hamstrings, lift up. Let's repeat that. Lean back as you walk out. Lower your hips, hands behind the head. Stretch the front of your body. Push out on top of the ball. Keep your head supported in your hands, open. And then bend your knees. Release the hands. Brace your core as you walk up to sitting. Flex the ankles. Hinge at the hips. Lift up. Now roll the ball into the center of your mat. Sit facing forward. That little bounce, get that out of your system. I always want to bounce a little bit. Okay, let's do a stretch for the front of your hip. Turn the feet to face the side wall. Lift up and place the ball underneath your right thigh and hip. Step your left leg back and press your hips forward. And then press, feeling a stretch in the front of the hip and even in the front of the thigh. Let's go to the other side. Lift up, swivel the feet, roll the ball underneath your thigh, lower the knee, press forward till you feel a stretch in the front of your hip. Lift your chest, and then come back to the center. Turn your toes out. Bring your feet wide and roll the ball forward to stretch your groin. Do that again. Roll back and now roll forward. Toes out. Press your knees back for a groin stretch. One last time. Press and roll back. Okay. We are warmed up and ready to go. Move your ball a little bit off to the side for our first exercise, which is legs. So we do legs, upper body, and core for 2 sets. So 3 exercises for 2 sets, and there's 3 different sequences. I'm going to turn on my timer and pick up my dumbbells. I'm gonna go medium today with my dumbbells. Okay, we're starting with a rear lunge. Now there's gonna be some progressions with these exercises, so choose the level of difficulty that feels right for you. Some of these balance challenges are quite hard. Okay, have your feet about hip distance apart, and then step your left foot back just a little, close behind your right foot. Now lunge back, and step in. Now see if you can step your left foot directly behind your right in a tandem stance. Bend your back knee, step back onto the ball of your foot rather than the whole of the foot. And when you step in, see if you can step that foot directly behind. Big step back. One more. Very nice. Put one dumbbell down. I'm going to use my dumbbell tree. Keep the other dumbbell in your hand, in your right hand to begin. Step your left leg forward, facing your ball. Step the right leg back. You're on the ball of the right foot. Now hinge at the hips. Bring your hand onto the ball. Lower your arms straight down from the shoulder and row. Now, if you want, you can roll the ball a little bit away from you so it's a little bit more challenging to reach. Next progression is to bend your front leg a little bit more and just tip of the toe touching. So you've got all your weight on the other leg. Brace your core. Done. Put your dumbbell down, body weight. We're going to focus on the back of your body. Come down to your mat, behind your ball. Now, tuck your toes under and roll the ball in to your thighs. Kneel high and then lay over the ball. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Lift up and lower it down. And down. As you come up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your elbows and shoulder blades together. Keep the back of your neck long so your gaze is actually down and slightly forward rather than high. So lengthen the back of your neck. One more. And come down. Onto your knees. Roll the ball away. And pick up your dumbbells. Other side, rear lunge. Step your right leg back behind your left. Chest up. Here we go. Lunge and step forward. Ooh, that was a wobbly one. My first one is sometimes very wobbly until my body understands what I want it to do. So you step back onto the ball of your foot and then step forward directly behind your left leg, directly behind the left foot. Bend the knees. One more. Very good. One dumbbell goes down. We've got that row. I'm going to move my ball to the other end of my mat. Other arm. So you've got the opposite leg forward. Step back with the same side leg. Arm comes straight down. Bend both knees, hinge at the hips. Row up. Drive your elbow high. Brace with your core. Now, if you want, you can roll the ball further away. So there's a little bit more of a balance challenge, and then shift your weight onto the front leg and come up onto the very tip of your toe. So you've got all your weight pretty much on that front leg. Elbow high. One more. Very good. Dumbbell down. You can put yours on the floor or on a chair. Come down. Behind your ball, tuck your toes under. That actually is going to be easier on your knees in a high kneeling position. Lift up tall, bring the ball forward onto your hips, lay over the ball, hands on the thighs. Now, lift and come down. When you come up, squeeze between your shoulder blades. Bring your gaze down so the back of your neck is long and neutral. So you don't have any wrinkles in the back of your neck. You'll feel this in your back muscles. And come down. Okay. Leave your ball where it is. Rotate a couple of times. And then pick up your dumbbells again. Back for legs. Side lunge. All right, feet together. Feet together. Lunging to the right. Shoulders back. Braced core. Let's go. Lunge, push off and tap the toe. Big step. Now, see if you can tap and lift. Tap and lift. How about just lift? Choose the variation that works for your body. Maybe that's tap and lift, or maybe you're with me and you're just lifting. I don't mind. Whatever feels best for your body. Done. Okay, move your ball into the center of the mat. Sit facing me. Bring your dumbbells. Have your feet hip distance, bringing the dumbbells down beside you. They're resting on the front slope of the ball. Sit tall. Now, curl and down, curl and down. Now rotate the hand. If you want to make this more challenging, here's a couple of options. You can bring your feet together so you've got a narrow base of support, or even more challenging, lift the opposite foot. That takes a little bit more coordination as well as balance. So do, again, the variation that feels right for your body. Okay, dumbbells go down, plank. Now you can place your ball against a wall or a door to make this easier. Feet wide is easier than feet close together. Come onto your forearms and lace your fingers. Bring your shoulders over your elbows. Tuck your toes under and lift. And just hold. So just is probably not the right word, but hold and breathe. Lift up the back of your head so you've got a straight line from the head through to your heels, not sagging or piking. We're almost there. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, come down. Okay, leave the ball where it is. Roll your shoulders back. Pick up your dumbbells again. Side lunge. Other side. So stepping out to the left. Feet together, shoulders back, core braced. Let's begin. Lunge, push off and tap the toe. So we start with the easiest variation before progressing. Push off. Now push off, tap and lift. Tap and lift. How about just lifting? I went to tap and changed my mind. Big step out, lift. One more. Okay, ball comes into the center of your space. Take a seat. Start with your feet wider if you prefer, or you can start with your feet together. If you're going to do the alternating lift, have your feet about hip distance apart. Not too wide, not too narrow. Let's go. Curl and down, curl and down. So, what can you do? You can scoot your feet together, or you can add an alternating lift. If you're doing the alternating lift, I want you to sit tall through your waistline so that you're not rounding the pelvis underneath you as you pick the foot up. That's very challenging. Sit tall. One more each side. All right, this time I'm going to put my dumbbells, one dumbbell to the side of the mat for our next exercise coming up in the next sequence. Plank first, then we're going to the mat. Okay, tuck your toes under. Come onto your forearms. Lace your fingers, shoulders over elbows, lift up. And again, you have the option to do this against a wall. Brace through your core, lift out through the back, lift up through the back of your head. So you've got a nice straight line. If you're getting really fatigued and you don't think you can hold it any longer, count to 3, then come down. We can usually do a little bit longer than we think. I'm shaking like a chihuahua on a sewing machine right now. Very challenging move. And come down. Okay. Leave your ball at the end of your mat for our next exercise. Roll onto your back and place your feet on top of the ball. Okay, this is our last sequence. Starting with a hamstring curl. Have the palms of your hands facing up. Curl the hips up off the floor, bend your knees, push it out and lower the hips down. Lift the hips, roll the ball towards you, press the ball away and lower your hips. Lift the hips. Roll the ball, lower the hips, lift the hips. Keep your shoulders pulled down and back, lower the hips. Lift the hips as high as you can get them. And down. Now, pick up your dumbbell and bring it into both hands. Bring the ball, bend your knees and bring the ball in towards you and rest your heels lightly on the front slope of the ball. We're going to incorporate a little bit of core with our tricep exercise. So just watch. You do a tricep press like this, and then if you want, you add a ball roll and in, and then the other leg. Brace your core. There should be no movement in your torso. Bend your elbows so the dumbbell comes down towards the floor rather than towards your face. You're almost there. Last one. Very good. Bring the dumbbell down and then stay on your back, pick the ball up. Bring the ball between your hands and the insides of your knees. Squeeze the ball with your hands and your knees, both inwards and against each other. Now, left arm, right leg, and in. Repeat that, same side. Reach and in. Keep your arms straight. Reach out with the leg. No motion in the torso. Perfectly stable. One more. Bring the ball down. Just remember what side you did because we're going to do the other side on the next set. Okay, palms of your hands face up. Roll your shoulders back, opening your chest. Flex your feet and keep the balls of the feet parallel. Don't let your toes turn out like that. Keep them parallel. Hamstring curl. Lift the hips, roll the ball, roll it away, lower down. Lift the hips, roll the ball, roll it away, lower it down. This is a very intense exercise. You'll feel it in the backs of your thighs. Keep the inside edge of your feet touching. And down, done. Pick up your dumbbell. Bring your heels onto the front slope of the ball and the dumbbell up. Remember, you bend the elbow and you straighten the elbow. As you bend the elbow, you push the ball away with one leg and bring it in. Let's go. Brace your core. So you'll feel this in the backs of your arms, but you'll also feel this in the core, maybe the front of your hips too. Bracing with your core, last one. Very good. Put your dumbbell down. I'm just moving mine off to the side. Dead bug and done. Last exercise. Okay, pick up the ball. I use my legs, it's easier. Okay, we've got the other side. So, we go out and in. Opposite arm and leg. Push in on the ball with your hand and opposite knee. Reach and down. Ooh. Always a challenging exercise, dead bugs. If anyone walked in, they'd probably wonder why you were challenged. It doesn't look hard, but the more you push with your hand and knee, the harder it is. Stabilize your midsection. No movement in the spine. No movement in the spine at all. Really stable and strong. One more. And down. Put the ball down. Okay. Just take a couple of deep breaths. We are done. Pick up your right leg. in both hands, holding behind the hamstring, the back of your thigh. Circle your ankle, circle it the other way, flex the foot and stretch up. And down. Other side, pick up the leg, circle the ankle, circle it the other way, flex the foot and stretch up. And bend the knee. Roll the ball right in towards the back of your thighs and your rear. Bring your arms out to the side with your palms facing up. Roll the ball to one side, allowing your thigh, if you can, to touch. Keep both shoulders flat. Use your abdominals. Roll the ball. It's a good abdominal exercise as well as a stretch. All the way across. See if you can get your thigh on the floor as you keep the opposite shoulder down. Hug the ball in with your heels and roll it. Roll onto your side. Let's come up to standing. We've got some more stretches to do standing. Take your time coming up. I always need to, I get dizzy, so just take your time. I like to stop halfway and then come up. Okay, now you can use a table or a wall for this stretch. Stand on your left leg. You can either put the foot behind and tuck the tailbone and press the hip forward, or pick up the shin, ankle, or foot behind you and reach out with your opposite arm. Press the hips forward, opening the front of your thigh. Oh, I am so tight today. Oh, I definitely need this stretch. I hope it's the same for you. It means you work the front of your thigh. Okay, other side. Shift. Either holding onto the wall or even a stable chair, or tucking the foot behind you on the floor, or picking it up. Tuck your tailbone down, pull the foot up, lift your chest, and release. Okay, sit back on your ball. Roll out. Sink the hips and press out. Let's stretch out your abdominals. And roll the ball forward and come up. Roll the ball up and hinge forward at the hips, flexing the feet and come up. And let's do that one more time. Lean back, sink down, hands behind the head, press out. And roll the ball forward, brace your core, hinge at the hip, flexing the ankles, and roll the ball forward, right into the center of your mat. Okay. Lift up, rotate. We finish where we started with that hip stretch. Roll the ball towards your front leg and engage that stretch in the front of the hip. Press the knee downwards, but not rested on the floor. See if you can keep it lifted and lift up. Other side, lift up and rotate round. Lower the knee in, press the ball forward and feel that stretch in the front of your hip. Lift your chest and come up to standing. Just move your ball off to the side. Rotate it a little side to side. Swivel the foot. Easy stretch. And roll both shoulders back. And inhale, reach out to the side. Exhale, pull your elbows down and back. Lift your chest and release your hands. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that balanced infused strength training. I always love to work balance. I feel very centered by it. And I love the ball because it challenges my balance in a whole